Hey everyone. If you don't get slides, just get my little notepad here. So my name is Sok. I'm the founder of Engine AI. I've been building with AI for the last 2 years, and the 2 lessons I'm going to share with you are I wish somebody had told me about a year ago on how to build a good product. The biggest thing is you're all going to be building like AI products, but what you want to learn is that the LLM prompts that you're giving or the responses that your users are getting, are they actually helpful? And there's 2 ways of doing it. There's 2 different feedback methods. One is product feedback, and number 2 thing I'm going to talk about it is like LLM tracing or like AI tracing of like what is the input that's going out and what is the output that's coming out, and is it actually helpful to the user, right? Maybe so far 2 types of analytics, okay? So the first one is actually pretty simple. It doesn't have anything to do with AI. It has all to do with how you build products. So this is, anybody use like Mixpanel or Posthog? Okay, just one. Okay, let me start off. So like, when let me show you the main screen then. So basically, this is Posthog. It's open source. What it shows you is, I go to activity here. Any event that's done in my app, I can log it, and I can add some metadata to it, and then I can log it to my Posthog instance here. What it does is I can add stuff like, hi, triggered this action in my app, and this happened, or this was a response. So I can log them. That way, I can see a breakdown of like how many people are using my app last week, how many are using right now, or like some like how many people signed up last week, how many are using it right now, how many uninstalled, stuff like that, right? So that's what Posthog helps you with. Let me show you an example screen here. So this is I have a Canva app. It basically is an app that looks like this. It's inside Canva. By the way, Canva has an app marketplace if you guys didn't know that, so I built an app there. This is what the app looks like, and somebody can put in what they want to create the carousel about, and then the carousel comes out on the other side. So that's what I'm logging over in my Posthog instance now. So you can see like when somebody created, question?
Can you just make the icons bigger?
Yeah, for sure. There we go.
Yeah, thank you.
I have big glasses so I can see. Yeah, okay. I can do that as well. So like here's the way it works. So I can say, let me scroll over down. So I want to create a social media carousel about, what is it, resume. And I can like pick colors here and then generate. And what this does in the background is it goes to OpenAI API, figures out like what each slide needs to have in terms of text, and then it just generates that. Like that's the app. But when I just did that, it logged that call to my, that call looks awful. It logged a call to my Posthog instance. That's how I know how many people are like making these carousels and like what prompt they sent in as well. So that's the metadata. So I can send in, if I look up my, here, if I expand this, you can see that this topic is the, I don't know if you can see it now, but this topic column here is like what they submitted. So I can like add any sort of metadata in there, and I can filter in whatever. But what this gives me is a really good view into who's using my app. And once I have this data, now I can do things like, let me go to product analytics here, and I could do, let's create a new one. So I want to see anybody that created, like that hit that Canva generate slides action there, and then I can see how many group by week. And I want to do for the last 30 days. So in the last 30 days, you can see how many people triggered that event, right? So then I can see like, okay, is this week, are we making more carousels than last week? So this is good product feedback. One more thing is what I just did in the morning today, which is kind of awful, but I still want to show it to you, is this graph here. It is called a retention graph. It basically shows you anybody that hit that event, remember the Canva carousel generate event, anybody that hit that within May 25th to 31st, on week 0, 100% obviously hit that, but only 0.3% of people came back next week. And then basically nobody came in after that. So this is a really good way to iterate on your app, because I have a problem there. Nobody that's used the app, if you read the chart correctly, and I got ChatGPT to explain to me that as well, nobody that used the app on the week 0 actually came and used it again the next week around. So this is one way, if you're building your apps, to figure out how good is it, and are you bringing people back around to use it again? Yes?
Probably they tried the same colors you just did.
Sorry again?
Probably they tried the same colors you just did.
Yeah. That's funny, but that's actually very true. Because one of the things is that people that hate, and I know this from like the feedback that I collect from them, is you see these like these circles in the background. They're standard. Like there's no other template. There's only that one. So people really hate that specific thing. So there's like a couple of things that I know that are bad, but that graph really shows that to me.
Yeah.
Right?
But also when they show it, didn't know that it can do it differently. So if that was the first thing you tried,
yeah,
right, then there's no way to know that it can do better.
Exactly. So that's one. So one of the things I'm working on now is when the carousel is created, it just asks you out of 1 to 5, how good is it? And then like if you can give us any feedback. Again, that feedback data logged to my Posthog, so I can like look through it. Right? Product feedback. That's the number 1. Okay. Any questions about this part before I move to AI tracing? No? Good. Posthog, by the way, is great. It's completely free. It also can do session replays, which is like record any person that comes to the website and any sort of movement that they do. I can record them. So I can show you and also, by the way, that's also free. I've never paid for this app, which is kind of crazy. I feel like I should, but I'll show you this one more thing. So, yeah. So like it just like records people that are like on my app and like doing whatever. So this person is like, just looking on their mobile app. Really good, also free. The analytics thing that I showed you, also free. So Posthog is the go-to way if you're building an AI app. All right, I'm gonna do the second thing. I'm gonna explain the second thing, which is like AI tracing. Question.
The recording thing isn't legal.
That's a different question. Yeah, that's a different.
Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Well, just it can't be super illegal if everyone's doing it.
Yeah, it also doesn't like I can't capture like their names or anything like that. But it's iffy. The main answer is, but it by default it removes all of the like the things that you type in text boxes and whatever. That being said, though, I can turn it off. Like I can actually see the thing. So, but literally every single service that you work with does this. Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's already by Microsoft.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's that one's really good. The only thing, like, it's just easier to have everything in one place because I can see if Hi got in trouble with whatever. You're the first person, dude. If he used the app like one time and didn't come back, I can kind of go and see his session recording to see like, oh, he chose a really bad background color and that's probably why he didn't come back, right? So I can like make those kind of assumptions because all the data is in one place. All right. Second thing. So I'm going to show you Langsmith. That's my AI tracing platform. Basically, what this does is anytime I make an API call to OpenAI or Claude, it shows me what prompt went in and then what was the output. It's especially useful if I have multiple calls are being made and then the prompts are dynamic, right? So like if I'm saying, here's like do what the user said and then I capture the user's input, I mean the user can say anything. So if I wasn't logging, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what went in and I wouldn't know what came out. Right? So it's very important for me to know what people are putting into my API calls and what they're getting out, right? As a way for me to understand the use cases and as a way to make sure that the answers that they're seeing are actually good. Let me show you an example of this. So here is, I build Engine.ai. Engine.ai is like a personal branding platform for LinkedIn. So we create LinkedIn posts for you, okay? So that's what my first calls here are. But what I want to show you is, first I'm going to show you like what the end result looks like, and I'm going to show you like what is required to get here. All right. make it bigger. Yeah. So this was a call that I made to OpenAI, and if I go through here, it will show me what the input was. So you can see this was my the prompt, the system prompt that I put in. This was a user prompt that somebody put in, and this was the output that came out of it. Funny enough, it's actually for the Canva generated thing we just did. So you can see this is my system prompt, this is my user prompt, and then these were the different, remember we had 4 slides come up? So this is description and title for each of those slides. So it's showing me what this person inputted. I guess this person's from a different country, so that is their topic that they put in, right? So I can actually just see that if that was a topic, what was the output that they saw? And so it's really important for me. And I can do this for every single line of LLM calls that were made. This is like a single line, but I can show you a place where I have many chains of content, or like a nested sort of structure. Oh, here we go. So this is one API call that I have that triggers 5 other calls, and I want to see what individually what the input and output of all of them are. So you can see I started this task, and then I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 calls to Anthropic. Cool. So again, it's really good because I can see what the input of this call was. Okay, it said this, and then the output was this, and then the cost and stuff like that. I can also see that. How do you set this up? It's actually pretty simple. So there's a bunch of different tracing platforms, and Kazi is going to demo another one, but the one I use is Langsmith. That's the one I have most experience with. All you do, let me show you in the editor here. Okay, I can move this down. So say that you were I want this tracing for my own ChatGPT calls as well, OpenAI calls as well. All you do is just surround your actual function with traceable. And traceable it comes from Langsmith. And basically what it does is any LLM call that's inside that traceable will get traced automatically. And they have, you have to set up the API keys in the environmental. So you can see in my .env, there's Langsmith API keys. That's a way it knows where to send the logs. But literally you put traceable around that. Yeah, traceable around that, and then it gives you the output. And I can show, let's run this to show kind of how it looks like. So does anybody work with Next.js? Yeah, not a lot of people. So basically what this file is it's just an API route. So if I go to /API/generate number, it'll run this function. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now. How am I doing on time? Huh?
6:05.
Okay. Let's see. Do this really quickly. /API/generate number. So I just triggered this task, and then the answer was the number is 3, right? Because remember what I asked it? I asked it to generate me a number between 1 and 5. If I go to Langsmith now, go back. Default. Yeah, so generate random number. This string actually came from here. So generate random number, that's the name I gave it. If I click into it, it will show me what the input was. So input, the system message, generate number, the user message, generate 1 to 5, and that was the output. Right, so that's what it looks like to trace that call. This was just that was just a simple, a text response back. But what I can also do is, if I just uncomment this one, it also works with schema objects. So if you give it, hey, this is a JSON schema that it needs to respond back with the result. So for example, let's say I want to return something and it has to conform to this schema. If I pass a schema in, the traceable thing also works the same way. You can see where is the traceable thing? Here. So if I put the traceable around this one, it'll do the same way as well. I can do, I might not run it right now, but literally if you go here, on this out, and I just do schema, and then the schema has to be this way, it'll actually work with that too. Oh, yeah, I got these. Add JSON. Can you see? So I just like added the JSON schema. There has to be a number. I can have like a pretty complicated object here, and then put a traceable around it. If I run this, it'll get traced over there as well. So I can do both for just like normal text, but I also if I have a JSON schema. So that's the other way to trace. The great thing that Langsmith does for you, which I haven't like tried out just yet, is I can do an LLM call. It gives me a feedback ID, and then I can ask the user to rate the how good the response was. Maybe they say like the response is 2. Langsmith logs it, and then I can like filter out all of the traces that have a response of 2 or the response of 3 for me to go back and like fix them up afterwards. Question.
Do you have any mechanism to, besides just rating for GPO, do you generate 2 different
Like
2 different results and then have the user choose between them, or is it only rating between?
I think it's only rating between. I don't think it goes that complicated with Langsmith. I haven't even done the rating one specifically. I think there's other platforms that do better. I don't think like Langsmith does that.
Do you know any of them?
Kazi's going to show that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So there's a demo coming exactly for that. Cool. Any other questions for how do you do AI tracing or just like analytics in general for your products? Sweet. Yeah. I wish I knew how to do this a while ago. It seems easy, but it's kind of tricky because you have to like, it's like you have to see the results of the work you're putting in, and that's the hard part.
What's the cost? I missed the cost. How much is it?